Imagine a tax that doesn't appear on your pay stub, has no official name, and sends no bill. It's paid in countless tiny increments, often without your conscious knowledge, yet it can silently erode your wealth over decades. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's the silent, relentless force that impacts nearly every financial decision you make. And for many, it's the invisible hand holding them back from financial freedom. Today, we follow the story of Alex, a man who, like so many, started his adult life brimming with optimism, armed with ambition, and eager to build a prosperous future. He envisioned a life of comfortable security, perhaps even early retirement. He made good choices, saved diligently, or so he thought. But beneath the surface, a hidden battle was being waged. An unseen enemy was at work, chipping away at his dreams, one unnoticed penny at a time. Our story begins with Alex fresh out of college, eyes bright, ready to conquer the world. His first, grown-up, checking account felt like a milestone. He was responsible, he was independent. Then came the first sting. A small, unexpected fee for dipping slightly below a minimum balance requirement. Not much, just a few dollars. A few months later, another. An ATM fee for using a machine outside his bank's network. Convenience, he reasoned, sometimes costs a little. These were tiny paper cuts. Easy to dismiss as minor inconveniences, barely noticeable against the backdrop of a new salary. Soon, streaming services became essential. Music, movies, TV shows. Each a modest monthly sum, barely a blip on his radar. He signed up for a meal kit service to avoid cooking after long days. A coffee subscription for his daily commute. Each decision felt rational, saving time, enhancing life. But the cumulative effect was already starting to form a quiet siphon on his earnings. By his late 20s, Alex was building his career. He was earning more, and felt a justified desire to enjoy the fruits of his labor. A slightly nicer apartment, occasional dining out with friends, a new gadget here and there. This was lifestyle creep in its infancy. He bought a new car. Not extravagant, but a reliable model with a comfortable monthly payment. He factored in the principal, but what about the invisible costs? The interest over 5 years, the higher insurance premiums, the increased maintenance for a newer, more complex vehicle. These weren't direct fees to a silent tax collector, but financial commitments that locked away future potential. Then came the first serious thought of homeownership. The American dream. Alex saved for a down payment, excited for stability. The mortgage application was daunting, but he secured a great interest rate, or so he thought. He meticulously budgeted for the monthly payment. But the true cost of that mortgage, stretched over 30 years, was immense. Hundreds of thousands of dollars flowing directly to the bank, for the privilege of borrowing money. A monumental, silent tax many homeowners barely consider. Property taxes, homeowners insurance, inevitable repairs and upgrades. Each year, a small fortune evaporated. Alex was a homeowner, but his net worth wasn't growing as rapidly as he'd expected, largely due to these persistent, unseen drains. As he approached his 40s, Alex had a family. Life was richer, fuller, but also far more expensive. Convenience became a necessity. Takeout meals replaced home cooking more often. Last-minute grocery delivery became the norm. The time saved felt priceless. The extra 15 to 20% added to every order, however, was another invisible toll. Childcare, extracurricular activities, family vacations. All wonderful, all necessary for a fulfilling life, but financed by a constant stream of cash. He looked at his 401k statement. It was growing, but slower than he remembered his projections indicating. The biggest, most insidious silent tax of all was now exerting its full power: inflation. That dollar Alex earned today would buy less tomorrow. His savings, meticulously put aside, were steadily losing purchasing power. The groceries that cost $100 5 years ago now cost $130. His salary might have increased, but often not enough to keep pace. This wasn't a fee, it was a fundamental erosion of value. A tax on not just your money, but your future. Alex had diversified his investments, but even there, hidden costs lurked. Expense ratios on mutual funds, trading fees, advisory fees. A seemingly small 1% annual fee could shave hundreds of thousands off a retirement portfolio over 30 years, compounding the damage. These weren't scams, they were standard business practices. But without meticulous attention, they became powerful tributaries feeding the silent tax. As Alex neared retirement, the dream he had envisioned decades ago began to feel distant, almost unreachable. He had worked hard, saved consistently, avoided major debt disasters. Yet, his nest egg wasn't quite what he'd expected. Healthcare costs became a terrifying new frontier. Premiums, deductibles, co-pays. Even with insurance, the bills were staggering. The price of medicine, procedures, and simply existing in a complex medical system became another form of mandatory, hidden wealth transfer. His once modest bank fees had evolved. Now, for the convenience of managing his complex finances, banks offered premium services with higher monthly charges. He paid for extended warranties on appliances, justifying it as peace of mind. But statistically, most extended warranties are a net loss for the consumer. The convenience of auto-renewals on subscriptions meant he often paid for services he barely used anymore. The free trial that automatically converted to a paid subscription, overlooked in the deluge of daily life. Another tiny drip, drip, drip. He paid full price for a new smartphone every 2 years, despite his old one working perfectly, just to keep up with the latest tech. The perception of needing the newest, the best, the most convenient, was an emotional lever pulled by marketers, costing him real wealth. As he prepared to leave his career, the full weight of the silent tax finally crashed down on Alex. He tallied the numbers. The decades of interest paid, the cumulative subscription costs, the eroded purchasing power. The small fees, the hidden percentages, the convenience surcharges, they weren't small at all. They were a torrent, a tidal wave. The total represented a significant portion of the wealth he believed he was building. It was the difference between comfortable retirement and careful budgeting. He felt a pang of regret. Not for extravagance, but for ignorance. For not seeing the invisible hands picking his pocket, year after year. The silent tax isn't just about money, it's about freedom. The freedom to choose, to invest, to live without constant financial anxiety. Alex's story is not unique. It's happening to millions, every single day. The system is designed to extract these small sums, almost imperceptibly. So, how do we fight back against an enemy we can't see? The first step is awareness. Scrutinize every bank statement for fees. Audit your subscriptions annually, do you still use them all? Understand the true cost of debt, the interest rate isn't just a number, it's years of your life you'll work to pay it off. Fight inflation by investing wisely. Your money needs to be working harder than inflation is eroding it. Question every convenience. Is the time saved truly worth the premium you're paying, or is it just another small tribute to the silent tax collector? Alex never saw a bill for the silent tax. He never got a warning. But its impact was as real as any property tax or income tax. His journey is a powerful reminder that wealth isn't just about what you earn, but what you keep. And keeping it means understanding the silent, insidious ways your money disappears, without ever leaving your sight. Don't let your financial future be slowly siphoned away by the invisible forces of the silent tax. Start fighting back today.